Hello, and welcome to Global One Media. Joining me today is Peter Allen, the Managing Director of Firebird Metals, which is an exploration and evaluation company currently focusing on promising manganese projects in Western Australia. Firebird Metals is listed on the Australian Stock Exchange. Hello, Peter. Thank you for joining us today.
Hello, thank you for having me.
So can you give us a brief overview of yourself and the company and how it started?
Sure. Well, Firebird started, it was spun out of Firefly Resources in March 2021. Firefly had the assets of for the Oakover Manganese project. There was a subsequent IPO and listing on the Australian Stock Exchange. For myself, I'm a bit of a manganese marketing specialist. I've been involved with a number of manganese mines and projects for the last 20 years, predominantly in the marketing and logistics side of the business.
All right. And you focus mainly on manganese exploration projects. Why is manganese so important, and what markets do you plan to cater to?
Look, a great question. Yes, we only focus on manganese, and manganese is really critical in two main streams. Firstly, it's critical in the production of steel, where every ton of steel requires approximately 1 or 2% of manganese in the form of manganese alloys. Manganese acts as a deoxidizing and desulfurizing agent in steel production to remove oxygen and sulfur to increase the quality of steel, specifically stopping corrosion, resistance to abrasion, and making it harder. Manganese is unsubstitutable in steel production. And secondly, and more recently, manganese is becoming more and more important in the use in lithium-ion batteries, where it is growing as a way of potential cost reduction in battery cathodes, reducing more expensive elements.
All right. And what can you tell us about the company's unique story and your flagship project, the Oakover project?
Okay, so we're predominantly a West Australian company focused on manganese deposits in the Pilbara region of Western Australia. Our key Oakover project is approximately 85 k's east of Newman, a well-known iron ore producing area. Oakover contains 172 million tonne resource, with 58.7 million tonnes in the indicated category and 113 million tonnes in the inferred category. Firebird is targeting two forms of production. Firstly, as mentioned, a manganese concentrate for consumption in global steel industries, and secondly, manganese or high purity manganese sulfate for the growing use in lithium-ion battery sector.
Okay, and you've recently released the results of your concentrate scoping study. What can you tell us about the results?
Well, it was a great set of results. It was underpinned by a 10-year mine life with a low-cost mining base, principally because of the resource. The resource, it's a very large resource, as I mentioned, and it's basically outcropping and near surface, very simple geology driving a low-cost operation. All that underpins an NPV of $329 million with an IRR of 47%, with a very short payback in less than 3 years. And also key components of ESG incorporated in that with a wind solar power package. We are near a local Aboriginal community. So everything we do, we focus on key ESG components.
Okay, and what exciting catalysts should investors be looking out for in the next months?
So I guess, first of all, we'll be looking at doing some infill drilling in the near term to convert that inferred parts of our resource to indicated. That will increase our mine life. We expect it to substantially grow on the basis of that infill drilling. Secondly, we continue to do metallurgical test work, not only on the concentrate side through ore sorting and DMS, but also on the hydrometallurgy side for high purity manganese sulfate. So that will be a key driver. We will look to update our scoping study on the back of upgrading our resource and that infill drilling. And obviously then we will to announce our scoping study results for the high purity manganese sulfate in due course. What will lead on to is a pre-feasibility study for concentrate early next year.
Okay, that's very encouraging. Peter, thank you very much for all the information and for joining us today. We look forward to hearing the next updates and developments from Firebird Metals.
Great. Thank you for having me.